go over the LinkedIn Audience Network. So on this one, we're actually looking at this option here. So after you choose, all of your objective, your geography, your targeting, your exclusions, if you wanted to expand the network or not, which I talk about in a previous video, now you have the option of showing your ads just on LinkedIn or LinkedIn and the LinkedIn Audience Network. I believe that they may have just moved this to be by default selected, so you'd have to actively deselect it if you don't want it. So I'll go over the pros and cons here. The pros, well, let's start with what it is. The LinkedIn Audience Network, as it says here, is to place ads on trusted third-party publishers where LinkedIn audiences engage. So basically they have their users' data and they're able to put these ads outside of their platform on other websites, blogs, various hosted sites to these users that you're trying to target. So it's still targeting the same people, theoretically, just not on the actual platform of LinkedIn. So the benefits of that could be that you're able to build a retargeting audience faster. Not all of your users are active on LinkedIn. Some of them are really inactive on LinkedIn. So using the audience network could be a good way to get in front of them faster without waiting for them to log on to this platform. The other good thing is the majority of results come from retargeting. So being able to get some initial clicks, engagements by putting it out to the audience network could help you get those sooner and be able to move into retargeting and start getting meaningful results faster. And you can always, on the reporting tab, which I'll show you, you can always toggle, what's my spend on LinkedIn and on the network, my conversions that are coming in, show me that split between on LinkedIn and the network. So you can always compare that as well and make an informed decision if it's working or not, but you could start with it. Now, the bad things about the audience network that I would say, keep this in mind, is that I believe the most powerful LinkedIn ad is served to people on LinkedIn. And it's because of the mindset that someone brings with them when they are on LinkedIn. You have a different mentality when you're checking your Yahoo Mail, when you're reading a blog on, on Entrepreneur or Fast Company or some other website, and you have a different mentality when you're coming to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really great, powerful platform because people actually come to this platform to do a couple of things. Yes, job seekers come to look for new opportunities, but decision makers and business founders, they actually come here to be influenced on buying decisions. They want to know what their peers are up to. They want to know what new tech is being used in companies that they respect. They want to know what marketing experiments are being tested and what the outcomes are. So advertising on LinkedIn and having your ad served on the actual platform is going to be a more powerful touch than serving it on the LinkedIn Audience Network, just because of the frame of mind. So I would keep that in mind. And then I would also say the drawback of using the network could be that if not curated properly, it could spend a lot of your money. It could spend more of your budget outside of LinkedIn than on LinkedIn. And so if you're going to use it, you can click down here. If you missed what I just did, you click this, and then there's an option to, let's show you again. There's an option to curate where your ads are going to show or not show. So you can actually exclude lists. So what I would do if you're going to use it is there's also a lot of bots on some of these topics, especially I think gaming. So is that in technology? No, I think it's there's one where it's hobbies and interests, maybe it's gaming, where there's maybe more bot clicks. And the way you know this, and what I say by bot clicks is some of these places that it could place your ads, and the crazy thing is you don't get a list of sites where it's going to be listed. It's just themes and topics, is that it could be susceptible to just fake clicks, bot farms that are clicking your ads. And that's why it might get lower cost per click, but the quality of those clicks is going to be less quality. But just also like the first point I made about the whole mindset of LinkedIn, that's also why. So what I would do if you're going to use it is curate this exclusion list, get rid of a lot of stuff that maybe doesn't make sense where you wouldn't want your ad showing up. So some of the normal ones is, uncategorized, I would exclude that. Usually I exclude society. I mean, it's dating, divorce, marriage, gay life, ethnic specific. There's religion and spirituality. I'd usually drop it there. Pets are actually decent. Personal finance is good. News is okay. Home and garden. Some of these interests I think are susceptible. I think specifically the gaming ones. So a lot of these I would actually go through. I think bird watching is pretty safe. I mean, some of these you kind of have to think to yourself, like, the people that I'm looking to put ads in front of, what is that typical profile? What are they interested in? And what are they not interested in? So you'd want to exclude ones that are probably, things that they wouldn't care about, or just places and topics that you just don't want to show up for just because of your brand, or you don't think it'd be a good place. So you can curate that. And those are the two sides of the coin and what it is. And then the other thing I would say, I would highly recommend, if you're not sure if it's working or not, or if you should, use Google Analytics or whatever you want to see what they do after the click. So after they actually click, Google Analytics or similar software would let you know how what that traffic is doing, how long they spent on your website, how high the bounce rate was. And then inside of here, you can go to breakdown and you can do on or off network. And you can see the breakdown of your spend by audience network or on LinkedIn. And then you can also see where the conversions are coming from. So if I'm spending, I didn't really spend that much on audience network, but you can see that, for the little bit of money I did spend here, I actually got a conversion and I got $42 cost per conversion here. So I didn't put a whole lot of money out there, but it actually was pretty decent for us. So I'll probably go back. I did some tests. I'll probably go back in and turn audience network on for a few more of my retargeting. And I would say that's my final thought. For cold audience, as much as possible, I probably would lean towards using it on LinkedIn if you have a large group that you're confident is probably active on LinkedIn. And if you can narrow that down by interest and content they've engaged in, then I would leave it on LinkedIn. If it's a smaller group, or you're unsure if they're active, or you're just not sure, you haven't been doing this long enough, it's for sure not a bad thing. In fact, I think a lot of our accounts start by using it, looking at the data, and then going from there. That way you at least know and can make an informed decision of whether you're using it or not.